Three big college football games this Friday night, all on national TV. I'm going to do something for the first time. I'm going to give you all three in this video with free plays and analysis. A 3-for-1 special for Friday night college football right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And we actually have some highly ranked teams playing on Friday night as well. So this is a little bit of a preliminary look as we head into the weekend. Of course, I will have my college football top 25 video for this Saturday as well. So click subscribe and click that bell so you never miss out. But three good national TV games. I couldn't decide which one to do, so I said, shoot, I'll just do all three for a 3-for-1 special. Let's start with, I think it's the best game of the night at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Friday evening, and that's an ACC battle between Florida State and UVA. We haven't seen that in recent years that we can say this is an ACC battle, as UVA has been on the outside looking in, and of course, Florida State last year definitely on the outside looking in, but boy, have they bounced back this season with a strong 3-0 start. You know, they've scored almost as many points this first three games this season, 177 points scored already, that they scored almost all of last year. In fact, if you recall, their final 10 games against FBS opponents last year, they scored 16 points or less in every one of those games. They've almost topped their point total from all of last season. I didn't do the math, but I think last year they had a total of 15 points per game over 12 games. That works out to about 180-some points for the season. They're already at 177. So they'll probably have more points after this fourth game than they had all of last year in 2024. So needless to say, looks like the Seminoles are back, and offensively they've been very strong. But this UVA team is a little underrated as well. Virginia 3-1 straight up and against the spread. Could very well be 4-0 straight up in ATS. A narrow 4-point loss at NC State back in week 2. They bounced back strong a couple weeks ago against my William & Mary Tribe. A little Tribe shirt here. Not my UVA Cavaliers. Put up 700 total yards of offense in that 55-16 win. It's the first time in school history, over 100 years, that they gained 700 yards of offense in a game. So this is an explosive offense. They put up 48 last week against Stanford. Also put up 48 against Coastal Carolina in week 1. Shoot, Florida State put up 31 against Alabama. Then last week against Kent State, they had over 700 yards of offense. So while both defenses are decent, I think both offenses hold the edge in this game. And I look for a higher scoring game than the odds makers expect. 59 might look like a big total, but I don't think it's big enough. Both offenses hold the edge. Both teams are explosive this year. Up and over 59 points between Florida State and Virginia. That's at 7 Eastern. I said 7:30 earlier. It starts actually at 7 Eastern Friday night on ESPN. All right, let's look at your next game. It's at 9 o'clock Eastern. This one is on Fox National TV. TCU at Arizona State. And as you know, I always dig a little bit deeper in my top 25 videos for Saturdays. Well, this game would have also made the cut because it's number 24 TCU against unranked Arizona State. But if you look at the additional votes, they're 30th in the AP, and they're actually 26th in the coaches poll. They're the first team to miss out on the top 25 of the coaches poll. So whoever wins this game will be ranked next week. Loser is probably going to be looking on their way out. And this is an angle that Brian Power and I have talked a lot about in college hoops for several years. Whenever you have an unranked favorite at home against a ranked opponent, they're worth a look. Now, once again, Arizona State, 26th in the coaches poll, 30th in the AP. It's not like they're too far from being ranked. But nonetheless, we still have a 2.5-point home favor with Arizona State unranked against TCU. And I do like the Sun Devils in this game, not just because they're an unranked home favor, because of the matchup as well. These are two teams that are off to a pretty good start. TCU has been very explosive throwing the ball, over 9.5 yards per pass. But the real weakness for TCU this year has been their pass defense. They're giving up over 67% completions, almost 8.5 yards per pass against teams that average just 7.7. Now, Arizona State has not been a strong passing offense, just 6.3 yards per pass, but I think they get back on track in this game against the TCU suspect pass defense. But the reason I really like the Sun Devils here minus the 2.5 is, first of all, it's a very nice number, about an 8 to 9% chance that Arizona State wins this game by exactly 3 points. So minus 2.5 is a key number. And by the way, some spots out there have minus 2.505, so it doesn't look like it's necessarily going to hit that key number of 3. But at minus 2.5, I think we're also getting a much better defensive team in a basic straight-up win situation, and that really is the key here. Arizona State's pass defense has been 2 yards per pass better. Both run defenses have been solid, but they're also about a half a yard per play better overall defensively on yards per play allowed, and they've actually played a tougher schedule of opposing offensive teams as well this season. In fact, I rate Arizona State's overall schedule about 40 points higher, 40 positions higher than TCU's, and I do give them the defensive edge. TCU the better offense, but Arizona State the better defense. At home, laying just 2.5. Give me the Sun Devils at 9 Eastern on Fox. All right, your final game on Friday night. This one back on ESPN at 10:30 Eastern. After the UVA-Florida State game, we're going out west to Corvallis, Oregon, to have Houston and Oregon State, two unranked teams. Obviously, Oregon State nowhere close to being ranked. Houston getting closer. They did get some additional votes in the coaches poll this week, and they're coming off a very early bye. After just 3 games, a bye week, and they didn't really need it. Perfect 3-0 start, both straight up and against the spread. They've given up only 29 points all season, and they've yet to turn the ball over while forcing 6 turnovers. They were playing excellent football. Probably didn't need the bye week when it came, so we'll see if it's a disruption. With that said, though, it's hard for me to trust the Beavers. 0-4 straight up and against the spread. They've been just getting blown out. Now, they have played the toughest schedule in the country. Over 136 FBS teams. I rank Oregon State's schedule so far the strongest in the country, but obviously it hasn't helped them on the scoreboard, and they've taken a beating. Tough call here, as we don't know how Houston responds off the bye week, but I think they probably come to play, especially on national TV, against an opponent they can beat. The line is pretty hefty, though, currently around 13.5. As long as it stays under that key number of 14, I would lay it if you're going to play it with Houston. As far as the total here, we have seen a little bit of the sharp money this week coming in the under. It opened 48.5, down to 47.5, even 47 in some locations. I would agree with that move. If I'm playing the total, I'm leaning under as well. Just don't see the Oregon State offense doing much damage. They're averaging less than 16 points a game and just 5 yards per play. Now, granted, they have played very tough opponents. In fact, the 5 yards per play average has come against teams that give up just 4.5 on average. Houston allows 4.9, so they're actually taking a little bit of a step down here against Houston. But Houston's still a pretty good defensive team. The concern, though, I have with the under, and the reason I'd lean Houston as far as the side, is that Oregon State has given up over 9.5 yards per pass play this season. Houston's been decent throwing the ball, nothing special. So I lean Cougars. It's the only way I would play it. I do think at some point maybe we'll start to get value with Oregon State here in the next couple months. Just not sure I'm ready to pull the trigger yet. And this team has scored 15 or less in 3 of their 4 games. So when they get behind, it's hard to catch up. That's why I think the under 47.5 has some value as well. That's your late game at 10:30 Eastern Friday night on ESPN. Hey, there you go. Quick hitter. Look at all 3 national TV games for this Friday night. Couldn't decide which one I wanted to do for you, so I just did all 3. Free analysis, some opinions for you as well for these weeknight spotlight games. Drop your comments below. Which sides or totals do you like on Friday night? Hey, little advanced look to Saturday as well. Nothing wrong with that. If you're liking these free play videos, all I ask is a thumbs up like. Boom. Click that thumbs up. It took 2 seconds to do it, and I will keep the videos coming each and every week. I try to always do the Thursday and Friday games for you, and of course the NFL videos, Thursday Night Prime, and then your Sunday and Monday night games as well. And then this weekend, as I mentioned earlier, your college football top 25 video, and also my NFL Fade the Public video will be up this weekend as well. So when you subscribe, click that bell as well for an instant alert here on WagerTalk TV. Speaking of best bets, I give you a lot of free plays, free opinions on these TV games, but my personal best bets are the strongest games on the board each and every day, and those go out to all my paid subscribers. They are the exact same games I am using. I started back in August of 1996, over 29 years ago, and it's always remained the same. If I'm using a play, my clients get it as well, and I'm very selective. Maybe 2 to 3 best bets per day on average for all sports, which means that last cut is a pretty strong opinion still. And what do? I put it up for free for everybody. So go check out the bonus daily free play right now on my page with analysis, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And while you're there, check out a very special promo code this week, Access30. Gets you 30% instantly off any all-access pass. It can be a 1 day, a 1 week, a 1 month, a 1 year. Any all-sport all-access, you get 30% off instantly at checkout when you use promo code Access30. ACCESS30. Access 30. You don't have to memorize it. I've got it listed with the full details on my page right now, along with that daily free play. Check it out. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And hey, get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. On the way out, don't forget to follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril. at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to WagerTalk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.